what's up? I'm Molly and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something that I've been requested to film for like a good year, but I've been putting it off because I just felt like it made me look bad in a way because, I don't know, the title, I know it's like kind of like in your face and I feel like it makes me look like I am overly conceited or something like that, but I'm not. If you're new to my channel, I went from this to this, or maybe I'll insert a picture here, but yeah, I drastically look different. I look, in my opinion, like a different person than I did about a year and a half ago, and I always used to see people doing that and just like completely transforming into a new person, and I always wondered how they did it and how they glowed up or glow up. I don't know what's the correct terminology. Is that even a real word? I do not know. So make sure to subscribe if you're not. Like, I'll give you a second right now. Go ahead. Did you do it? Okay, great. Let's move on. So I want to make it clear that I'm not saying that looks are everything or that you need to look a certain way. I'm just saying that this helped me, and it helped me, in my opinion, look better. I'm sorry, I'm so chatty today, but it's also right around school time, like back to school, so I'm sure a lot of you guys are looking for ways to look your best for the first day back or the first week back, or just going back to school and seeing all these people you didn't see all summer. I know you want to stunt on those people, so hopefully these tips help you. First little tip I wrote down is to stop blindly following trends. I used to do this for so long until I really took a step back and realized that just because something works on other people does not mean that it's going to work on you. It sounds like common sense, but I swear it like takes a little while to really accept that fact. At least it did for me. For instance, just as a really easy example, I used to wear eyeshadow all the time and like try out these different looks and try out these crazy like dark smoky eyes and all these things. And then one day I just stopped doing it and I got eyelash extensions and I never looked back. I haven't worn eyeshadow really at all since then. I just try and perfect what I like on my face and not try and do anything crazy. Eyeshadow looks amazing on other girls, so it's really just all about like figuring out what looks good on you and what doesn't. I'm trying not to talk too much with my hands. I'm not even Italian. I don't know why I do that. But the second thing I wrote down is to figure out exactly what it is that you're unhappy with. Maybe make a list in the notes on your phone of the things that you want to change. So it doesn't have to be huge things or it could be big things. It's really totally up to you. You could do a little bit of both. It could be something as simple as you want to make your teeth whiter. Things that you don't like about yourself, make a list and figure out exactly how you can change them. Like, come up with a game plan. It's going to make your life so much easier and less overwhelming than just saying like, oh, I want to change myself and I want to change everything about myself, because then it just is so overwhelming that you truly don't know where to start. So for instance, I really want to get whiter teeth in the next couple of months, so that's a super easy fix. All I really have to do is just make sure I am always brushing my teeth, make sure I'm drinking coffee with a straw, and whiten my teeth once a week, and before I know it, I will have whiter teeth. And it's as simple as that. It's something that I'm insecure about and something that I can easily fix. Number 3, you guys knew this one was coming, but it is to work out and be healthy as much as you can. And the reason why I'm saying this is not because I think that you need to lose weight or I think that you need to look a certain way to be confident and glow up. I'm saying it because I feel like no matter what size you are, being healthy and working out will change you into a better person. And I'm not saying it's going to change you physically, I'm just saying it's going to change you mentally into a better person. You're going to feel better about yourself, you're going to be able to get more accomplished in the day, you're going to have more energy. And I don't want to talk about this too much because I know I talk about health and fitness a lot on my channel, but it's just really important to find something that you love to do that can get you active and feeling good. And I don't think anybody out there can argue with me on the fact that eating healthy feels so much better at the end of the day than eating like trash. Okay, so number 4 is kind of similar to figuring out what you want to change, and that is to make a plan and stick to it. I recently saw a quote that was basically along the lines of, the people that you see doing these things, they're not motivated all the time. The difference between them and you is they're not relying on motivation, they're relying on dedication. So you need to get into a strict schedule of doing these things that will change you and what you think will change you into a better person and make you feel better about yourself. You need to get into a habit of doing those things every single day. So yeah, what I would suggest doing is just using your planner that you already probably have and writing down exactly when you're going to do those things, whether it's working out a couple days a week or just doing something as simple as doing a face mask once a week, because then you're just held more accountable for it and you're gonna make it a mental note in your head that you have to do those things. and you won't just forget like you normally do right now probably. Okay, number 5 is something I learned very quickly on, and that is to start just doing things all the time. Start getting ready all the time, every single day. If it's something that you're insecure about, like how you look with makeup on, start doing it every single day. Makeup is the same as anything else. Practice will make perfect. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm perfect at makeup right now, but I'm a hell of a lot better at it than I was a year ago. Even 6 months ago, I'm a lot better at it than I was then, and that's because I kept practicing and kept trying out the new products, and once I found the things that worked for me, I stuck with them and I continued to use them. I've been using the same foundation that I love so much for the past year and a half. Once I found it and I knew that it worked for me, I stuck with it and I didn't switch up from that. So there's a little bonus tip in there for you guys. Number 6 is really important, and that is to figure out why you feel like you need to glow up or why you feel down on yourself right now. So for example, if you go on Instagram and you look at this one girl, you know, maybe she's dating someone that you used to date, or just, I don't know, that's like the most random example, but say like this girl is dating a guy that you used to date and you compare yourself to her all the time, and that makes you feel down on yourself. All you have to do to solve that problem is a super simple fix. All you gotta do is stop looking at her profile, because then you're never gonna look at her and think down on yourself. So like if you're comparing yourself to someone, that was like the most random example ever, I'm sorry, but that's just all I'm saying is if you're comparing yourself to somebody else, like a specific person for instance, just stop looking at them. Stop digging, because it's just gonna hurt you. And there's obviously so many more examples to this, you know, everybody has their own things that make them insecure, but just figure out what it is that makes you feel insecure and stop doing it. Okay, so number 7 is to invest your money in the right things, or the things that make you feel good. And I know that this is a little bit of a like touchy subject, because obviously not a lot of people have a disposable income where they can just spend a ton of money on beauty products and the best of the best and doing just like the best things all the time. But you need to work with whatever you have and use your resources wisely. Or if you don't have a job right now, maybe get a job, because then you can afford to buy, you know, like a new makeup product or get your hair done. So I'll just give you guys a quick example of 3 things that I did to myself that I feel like completely changed the game and made me look like a different person, or at least made me feel like a new person and made me feel super confident. And these are 3 things that like I always have to do, and I feel so much better when I do them. So the first thing is my nails. I have been getting acrylic gel nails like this for 2 years straight. I go every single 2 or 3 weeks depending on, you know, how busy I am. But yeah, I never miss an appointment. I'm always there. If a nail breaks, I go to get it fixed. Obviously, I'm sure some of you guys out there do not care about your nails, but for me, it's something that just makes me feel put together. No matter how I look, no matter how sleep deprived I am, I always have my nails. I have my nails and my toes done all the time, and it just makes me feel so good, and it's a fun thing that I can do every 2 or 3 weeks to treat myself. So for instance, for this set, I did a dark blue to a light blue. It's really different. I saw it on Twitter, and it's just so fun to switch up, you know, the vibe, and I don't know, they're pretty, and I get compliments on them, and I just love the way that they look. Another thing I always do is I get my eyelashes done. This is a little bit more of an expensive one and more of an investment, but once I started doing it, you guys, I couldn't look back, you know, because I felt like it made me feel so much better about myself. And, you know, some people think that they're a waste of money or think that, you know, they don't look good, but that's okay, because I like them and they make me feel happy, and that's why I do it. And I also just think that they made me look so much better than before. And then the last thing that I always like to do is either get a spray tan or self tan myself. I feel like it just looks better on me. That's not saying that I don't like people who are more fair skinned or people, you know, of other different skin tones. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that on me personally, as a person, I like the way I look with a tan, so therefore I self-tan. So I challenge you guys to find 3 things that you think you could do that are similar to this, that you can afford, that are in your, you know, price range. Find 3 things and make sure that you always do those 3 things. Number 8 is to remove the negativity and stress from your life, because it will make you look so much better. I didn't really believe this, but when I was living in LA, if you guys didn't know, I am from Boston, and then I moved to LA around when I graduated high school, and I lived out there for around 2 years, a little bit less than that, and I hated every second of it. I was very down on myself and I gained a lot of weight when I was out there, and I just never really felt good about myself when I was out there. And I started to get depressed and anxious and so many bad things. So in order to make myself better as a person, I needed to remove myself from LA. So it doesn't have to be as drastic as that, as moving yourself across the country, but just if you have someone in your life that's really, you know, negative and making you feel down on yourself, just remove them from your life, because you will feel so much better, and you need to put yourself first sometimes. Number 9 comes into play with me and all my friends and everybody who's on YouTube, and that is to immerse yourself into content. So, you know, watch makeup tutorials and read books and learn about what it is that you like and what makes you just feel so good inside, because those things, you know, if you're watching like fitness vloggers, and I'm just giving examples, but find what it is that makes you thrive and just do more of that and research it more and figure out, you know, more and more about it. So I know maybe some of you guys think that this sounds really dumb, but for me, one thing I was never really confident about was how I was dressing and how like my clothes looked and all of that stuff. So what I did was I watched a million haul videos on YouTube every day. That was like my thing. When I was in the gym working out, trying to get, you know, lose the weight a little bit more, I was always watching haul videos because I loved seeing what other people were wearing. I loved getting inspired by it, and it really helped me find my own style. So I just recommend watching YouTubers, and not even just YouTubers, you know, like TV shows or reading books or anything that's going to give you more insight on the things that you love or the things that you want to improve on. And the last one, I know that I put in this video that these are ways to glow up fast, but this is really important to note that it's not going to happen overnight. You know, you're not going to go from what you look like right now to the glowed up version of yourself overnight, whatever that may be. I feel like a lot of people looked at me, you know, because one day I was posting this on Instagram and then the next day I was posting this and I looked, you know, really different. But the thing is, like, they didn't see in between all of those things, all of the struggles and all of the hard things that I went through. It was just kind of like, obviously on Instagram it's gonna look nice and pretty and amazing. It's crazy because I know that you probably won't believe me, but one day you're just gonna have like this moment where you're like, oh my god, I am a completely different person, because that was how it was for me. I never saw the little changes, it just kind of happened, and it was the best feeling in the world. You finally feel rewarded, and just like everything that I put in is finally happening. And then before you know it, it's like a snowball effect and things just keep happening and happening, and you start feeling better and better about yourself. So just don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's going to happen if you keep putting in the effort. I feel like this video was so long, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it and got some new tips on how to glow up. Hopefully I did a good job explaining what I've gone through, and if you guys want more videos like this, or if you have any requests, leave them down below. Give this video also a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because it really helps me out. And yeah, I think that that's everything for this video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one very soon. Bye!